Hey there, my name is Nicole Lynn, and this is my channel where I talk about all things Disney. Duh. And I am so excited today to talk to you guys about two of my favorite times of the year, which is Halloween and Christmas at Disney World, because they're both wonderful. And today I want to tell you guys about both of these parties and give you lots of information about them so you can decide which one should you attend. So let's go ahead and get started. So once again, friends, welcome. And we are going to be going over Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. And just so you guys know, this video is not a comparing which one is better, because honestly, I liked both of them. I think they both have their strengths and they both have their weaknesses. So if you haven't watched any of my previous videos, welcome. If you didn't know this, in 2018, I worked as a skipper on the Jungle Cruise at the Magic Kingdom. So I was a cast member and I was there from the summer of 2018 all the way through Christmas time of 2018. So I got to experience both the Halloween and the Christmas season as a cast member, but also as a guest, because I also was able to attend three, I think, of each party. So it was so much fun. And so I just have a lot of information for you guys from both of those perspectives, because maybe you're just trying to decide, you know, both of these parties are coming up and you can't decide which one you want to go to. You don't know if you can do both, so you're trying to decide which one is going to be better for me and my party. So that's where I come in. And like I said, this isn't supposed to be a which is my favorite, which one is better or worse, because I think they both offer great things. So it's more or less about your interest and what is important for your party and what's going to work best for your group when you go. So I did have some information I wanted to go over about the parties, just general information you should know before we get into what can you actually do at the parties. So the first thing that you should be aware of is that these are both separate ticket events. So whether you are going to the Halloween party or you are going to the Christmas party, your typical ticket into the Magic Kingdom that day is not going to work. Actually, the Magic Kingdom closes at 6 p.m. on party days, which are select days of the week. We'll get all into that here in a minute. So just be aware that you actually need a separate ticket. So the good news is that even though these parties are only from 7 p.m. to midnight, your party ticket actually gets you into the park at 4 p.m. And if you didn't already know this, Main Street USA, like where you walk in and see the castle, that area actually stays open an hour after the park closes. So you could be on Main Street until 1 a.m., sorry. And so that literally means that you could make this into a 9-hour day with your party ticket. So I just want you guys to be aware that party ticket prices do range. A good rule of thumb is that the closer you are getting to the actual holiday is the more expensive they're going to be. So generally the Halloween tickets are less expensive, again, depending on when you're going, but the Halloween tickets start at around $85 a person. It is $5 cheaper for kids, which is kind of crazy. I mean, that's a kids discount, but that is a kids discount. It's basically $5, and they can go anywhere from 85 to roughly 130, because Halloween night sells out and it's crazy expensive to be at the party that night. So whereas Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party tickets, those actually start at $99 for each adult, and they can go all the way up to, I think the highest I saw was 140, but I could have been wrong. So just be aware that it's what is going to impact your price more or less is when you are going and how close you are actually to that holiday. And I'm really honestly not sure why Christmas is more expensive than Halloween. I think it has something to do with there are significantly more Halloween parties than there are Christmas parties, because I don't know if you guys know this, it is already Halloween at Disney. They are all ready for the fall, even though it is August. And today, when this video is going up on August 16th, is the first Halloween party. So at Disney, we celebrate Halloween for a very long time. I think that might be why the tickets are a little bit cheaper, is just because there is a lot more demand for Christmas parties because there's less of them. So the dates for these parties. So first thing to be aware of is that they're not going to be every single night. The Magic Kingdom would not close at 6 p.m. every single night. People would not respond to that well. So it's actually basically from, I believe, August until like toward the end of September, we have it 3 times a week. And then starting the end of September all the way through November 1st, actually, it's going to be 4 times a week. So you would just want to be checking that Disney calendar to see which nights are available for you. And it's the same thing with Christmas. I think they go straight into 4 times a week, but again, check that calendar, make sure when a party date is going to work well with your group and your vacation. And Mickey's very, oh my gosh, I had so much trouble with this when I worked there. Like, I'd be like, Mickey's Very Merry Halloween Party or Mickey's Not So Merry Christmas Party, and it was so confusing. Like, oh my gosh. So Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party starts on August 16th and it goes all the way through November 1st. Yes, it goes the day after Halloween. I think this is the first year they're doing that. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's the first year they're doing that. And then Christmas is going to start November 8th and go all the way through December 22nd. And they actually don't have a Christmas party like on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Pretty much it's that Sunday of the week of Christmas, and then that's when they stop doing them because Christmas week is so busy for Disney. They don't actually have parties on Christmas Day, whereas they will actually have a party on Halloween. One really cool thing about that is that if you actually plan your vacation in that November 1st through November 8th vacation time, you could actually do both parties in one vacation, which would be like a little bit mind-blowing. And I know people who did that last year where their vacations were over a week long, so they were there just in time to like catch the last Halloween party, but then also catch the first Christmas party. So if you were interested in that, look into doing a vacation November, like arriving on Friday. I think it's a Friday, November 1st, and then maybe you would go to the party on November 8th and leave on November 9th. I don't know. I think that would be really interesting, but people have done it. So if you're interested in doing both, that would be the time to do it. So we've gone over dates and we've gone over tickets. So something I wanted to discuss is, you know, when people are trying to figure out when do I do this on my vacation, you know, with me not being able to get into the park until 4 p.m., do I buy another park ticket for the day and then use that one later, or what should I do? So I have 2 things that I would recommend for you. The first one being, don't buy another park ticket for that day. Make that a morning where you get to sleep in. Maybe you could go do other things that are not in a park. You could hang out at your resort, go swimming. You could go check out a different resort because you don't have to be a guest at that resort to go over to it. Disney resorts are open to the public, so go check out a different resort. You could go over to Disney Springs, do some shopping, just have a nice relaxing morning, grab some lunch, then go get ready for the parties. So by 4 you can head over to the Magic Kingdom and start utilizing that party ticket. And like I said, I mean, if you are staying there till 1 a.m., which you don't have to do, you could easily get a 9-hour day out of that, which most people, I don't think, stay in the parks all day. Most people, that is like a normal park day for them. So I understand that that party ticket is a big expense on your vacation. So if you are kind of like figuring out budget and all that, I would recommend maybe not doing a park ticket that day. Also, I know other people, what they've done in the past is they've done that on their arrival day. So they've done either like a morning flight or a early afternoon flight. So basically people just come straight from the airport, go to the resort, and then go to the party. And that can be like a super fun way to start your vacation. So that's another thing to consider. So one thing I do want to mention before we start getting into all these things that you can do at the party, a special note on that Halloween party, is that a fun thing about the Halloween party is that you can actually dress up as an adult. I believe the rule is kids that are 12 or younger are able to dress up and like dress as characters, whereas adults, you are not allowed to do that except at the Halloween parties. I mean, of course, adults can do things like Disney bounding, but it's not the same thing as you can't walk into the park wearing an Elsa costume and it be okay. Like, that is the only time when Disney allows adults or people basically over the age of 12 to walk around in costume. So if you are really into dressing up, you want to get a picture in front of the castle as your favorite character, then the Halloween party is your chance to do that. Okay, so we are going straight into what do you do at these parties? Why am I paying so much extra money to be at this party? So first of all, the number one thing is that this is a limited capacity event. So you are paying to be there with less guests than a normal day at Magic Kingdom. Now, there are a lot of complaints in the current years that Disney is overselling these tickets and they feel a lot more crowded than they used to be. And I totally agree with that. The first time I went to a Halloween party was back in 2014 and it was so quiet and lovely, and you could like reach out your arms and you wouldn't like instantly slap a bunch of people in the face. Like, it was beautiful. But since Disney has started upselling these tickets a little bit more, kind of increasing the number of tickets they will sell per night, and it does feel a lot more crowded than it used to be. However, as a person who worked at the Magic Kingdom, I can tell you that park capacity is roughly around 75,000 guests. And for these parties, the most they sold was 30,000. So it's not a lot less people than limited capacity, but it is less than what you normally have at a day at the Magic Kingdom. So just be aware of that is part of why you are paying for this private event, is because anybody who doesn't have a ticket, basically what's gonna happen is you're gonna take your information, your ticket to the Magic Kingdom, and they're gonna give you a wristband. Last year, Halloween had candy corn on it and Christmas had snowflakes on it. They might mix it up every year. And just so you know, every single night those wristband colors change, so you can't like try and like slip it on and go to another party. You will get caught, because I'm not even kidding, guys, there are like 10 different colors. They have so many colors and you never know. It's not even on a schedule. It's very sporadic what color is going to be what night. As cast members, we didn't know until that night what color is going to be. So basically anybody who doesn't have that wristband is going to be kicked out of the Magic Kingdom. Okay, wait, that sounded really mean. They are going to be nicely escorted to the main street and then asked to politely leave the Magic Kingdom after 6 o'clock. So we have, if you're wondering, well, why do you guys have to leave at 6 but this party doesn't start till 7? Like, that doesn't make sense, because 6 to 7 is what we call park clear. It's just for us to take that opportunity for anyone who is not going to the party to politely ask them to leave the park, and that way that they are not in the way of the party events. So that is one thing that you are getting from these events. So other things that you can do, let's just dive right into these. And some of my favorite things to do at these parties is you get free treats, which they're not really free, because I guess I should say treats included with your ticket price. Let's say they're free, that sounds better. Free treats, yay. So at Halloween, you have the option to go trick-or-treating around the Magic Kingdom. And just so you know, this is open to adults and kids. Yes, as an adult, you can go trick-or-treating at multiple locations in the Magic Kingdom. They are set up and they had all types of candy. This was the shifts that I got to work at the Halloween parties. I got to work the trick-or-treating shifts, and we get to wear these really cute, fun, spooky costumes. So it's pretty fun, and they will actually provide trick-or-treating bags for you guys, so you don't necessarily have to bring your own. And just be aware that those bags, if you fill them up, just ask for another one if you want to. We cannot turn you away. We cannot stop giving you candy. So literally, if you wanted to spend the entire night trick-or-treating, going through the same line multiple times, we will not say no, and you will get as much candy as you want. It was all, I believe, Mars candy. So we had multiple types of M&Ms. We had Snickers, Lightsaber gummies, Dove chocolate, Skittles, like regular Skittles and sour Skittles. Yeah, so that was kind of like the main ones, but just so you know, every single location is the same though. It all has candy. So it is literally just trick-or-treating, and you're gonna go and get the same candy every location. And I would recommend, if you're gonna go to the party and you're going to stay to the end of the party, those trick-or-treat lines get so slow at the end of the night. So if you are maybe staying to watch the last parade, if you want to, when that last parade's over, go get in a bunch of trick-or-treat lines and you will basically walk through them, because there will be nobody in those trick-or-treat lines after that, like once that second parade starts. If you are at the Christmas party, they also have free treats, but instead of doing trick-or-treating, they have cookies and holiday drinks, and they are fun. So what's kind of cool about the Christmas party versus the Halloween party is that at the Christmas party, all of the treat locations are different. So basically, they're all gonna serve some type of snack or food, and they're all gonna serve some type of beverage. So at Christmas party, they had cookies like chocolate chip and chocolate peppermint chip, and we had like candy canes in it. They had the ginger molasses, that one's really popular. And they had, which one am I forgetting? Oh, snickerdoodle. Yeah, so they had snickerdoodles. And if you guys get to the party right around 4, and I believe this path closes at 8, but if you go into the Magic Kingdom, they have this secret path that's only open actually for typically fireworks, but they also open it for the parties. If you go through this secret path that's on the right when you walk into Magic Kingdom, they're gonna have something called a secret cookie. And that was my favorite cookie. Last year, it was a Mickey Santa cookie, and it was a sugar cookie, like a butter sugar cookie, and it was so good. That was my favorite one. And it was a big cookie too. So fun thing about these cookies is that they are actually separately wrapped. So you don't have to like eat your cookie or like throw it away if you don't finish it. Like they are wrapped in plastic, so you can actually keep collecting cookies. And Daniel and I collected so many cookies when we went to our Christmas party, and those things stayed fresh really long because we went to the party at the beginning, like, or I guess it was mid-November, and I was eating those all the way up till Christmas, and they were super fresh in that plastic wrap. Along with cookies, they also, like I said, have some type of beverage. They had hot cider, which was apple juice, and it wasn't hot. It was apple juice. They had hot cocoa, which sometimes you won't get it hot, but when you do, it is so good. And they had eggnog, that was cold. What else? And they had Fanta at Storybook Treats. And some locations actually have blue snow cones, which I loved. And they even come with like these little scoops to eat your blue snow cone. So it's like blue raspberry, and it will turn your tongue blue. But they are so delicious. And one of my favorite treats of the night was over at Tartuga Tavern. They had snowman pretzels. And these were like freshly made soft pretzels. They were delicious. Just want you guys to be aware that they also have, for both of these occasions, they have allergy-friendly options. So if you have someone in your party who has allergies, like food allergies, you could collect allergy tokens for instead of candy for Halloween. And they're like these teal tokens. They're actually gonna give you a teal bag with a Mickey pumpkin on it. And that way they know not to put candy in your bag, but instead give you a allergy token. And then at any time during the party, you are able to go to a guest relations office and trade that in for either allergy friendly treats, or they even have non-treat options. Again, that is available for kids and adults. So this is also true for cookies. I know that they had like gluten-free cookie options and other things. So you just always let cast members know. For Christmas party in particular, those are food and beverage trained cast members. So they are definitely used to dealing with food allergies. So they're gonna be a particularly great source to talk to if you have a food allergy. So they also have other festive holiday treats, but these treats aren't necessarily included in the cost of your ticket. You have to pay separately for them, but they are only available if you are at the party. So that's kind of exciting. I did a lot of them at Halloween, and for some reason Christmas, I maybe spent too much money on Christmas merchandise to buy treats. But for Halloween, I personally tried the Hades nachos, which were like buffalo nachos. Those were delicious. They had the Maleficent like lime ice cream cone. That was very refreshing. They had the candy corn soft serve and shake. The shake was a little too sweet for me, but I loved the soft serve. And they also always have a specialty cupcake up on Main Street in the bakery. So I believe last year it was the poison apple cupcake for Halloween, but they have so many different ones. It's all going to be listed in your guide. They have a special guide. It's like where the park maps are, but it's actually for the party, and they're going to have all of that information for you in there. So they have the same thing for Christmas. It's just obviously these are Christmas treats. So those were things like the Main Street cupcake was a Wreck-It Ralph candy cupcake, and they had like a lot of different logs that you could try. Don't know why, I really want to try. They had a peppermint, like a candy cane shake. That sounded so delicious, and I regret not trying that. But they have just as many treats over at the Christmas party as they do over at the Halloween. So another thing you can do at these parties is you can shop. And you're like, Nicole, we already do that on our Disney vacation, duh. But actually they have special party merchandise that only comes out if you have a wristband. So that's going to be available to you for sure up at the Emporium, which is that big shop at the front of Main Street that like goes all the way down like that left side when you're walking in. So they have this special section just in like that center store that usually is the holiday merch that is actually roped off, and the only way you can get that merch or buy it is if you have a wristband for the party. So another thing you do at these parties is you can meet characters. And again, you're like, Nicole, you can already do that at the Magic Kingdom. What are you talking about? Well, Good news is that at these parties you can actually meet special characters, ones that you only meet at these parties. Now I will say that some of these characters can grow some pretty intense lines, but again, it's just all about prioritizing. What do you really want to do at the party? So if characters are a priority, just make sure that you either go toward the beginning of the party or again at the end of the night when those lines really start to slow down, especially like during parades and fireworks. But of course that means not watching parades and fireworks, but we're gonna get all into that here later in the video. So a few special characters that you can meet at these parties that I'm pretty sure were just at the parties were like Mary Poppins and Bert. You could meet Moana. They had all of the 7 dwarves at both of the parties. At the Christmas party, they actually all wear scarves and it's super cute. I think I saw the fairy godmother out at these parties. So it's just a few characters that you either don't catch quite as much or you never really catch. So something that I'm a little bittersweet about is the fireworks. So they have 2 brand new fireworks shows going on this year. So each party is going to have a brand new show. Last year Halloween it was Happy Hallowishes, and for Christmas, I think it was A Christmas Wish, I think was the name of it. But this year they are doing brand new fireworks shows for both of the parties, and they are going to both include a lot more of the projections that we're used to seeing with Happily Ever After, which is super exciting, and they both sound amazing and lots of fun. So I will have the links below for you guys in my show notes with more information about that. I won't read that entire like article for you. That would be incredibly boring, but just be aware that they do fireworks every single night at the party, and they are only once per night. So you're only gonna have the fireworks, I believe they're either at 10 or 10:15. These are special fireworks you're only gonna see at the party. Any other night at Magic Kingdom it's going to be Happily Ever After. So I believe this is still going to be true even though the shows are new. Is one of my favorite things about these fireworks shows is that they have perimeter fireworks, which is basically where certain parts of the show it's going to feel like fireworks are going off all around you, because they basically are, and it looks so cool and it's so exciting. And I'm kind of upset that I'm not going to be at Disney for Halloween or Christmas this year because I really want to check out these new shows. They sound so cool. So another entertainment aspect at these parties and just for these parties are the parades. Yes, these are probably one of my favorite parts of the parties. So for Halloween they are doing Mickey's Boo to You parade, which by the way the song will get stuck in your head. I heard that song so many times working at the Halloween parties. It was crazy, but it is such a fun parade, and you're gonna see a lot of your characters that you know and love, but again they're gonna be dressed up for Halloween. But you're also gonna get some brand new characters that you really don't get to see. They have a whole pirate section. My personal favorite is the Haunted Mansion section, and this year they're actually adding to this parade. The biggest complaint people used to make is that it was too short, because I agree it was too short. It's an amazing parade and it's just too short. So this year they're adding the Ghost Bride Constance to the Haunted Mansion section, which I think is awesome. And then of course the big appeal is that at the end they have the villains section. So it's definitely great to go to the parties if you are a big Disney villains fan, and they have all the villains with the skeleton band singing It's Good to Be Bad, and it's a great way to end the parade. So for Christmas, this parade is called Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time Parade, and it is beautiful. I love this parade so much. And again, you get some of your favorite beloved characters. They even have a Disney princess float, which is gorgeous, and it's just like all of the princesses and their princes on one beautiful float with the fairy godmother at the top. I love the fairy godmother, and you like never get to see her. So I love this parade, but they also have some characters that you don't normally get to see. They have a lot of special like holiday characters. So like the dancing cookies, I love the dancing cookies, and they have the toy soldiers and the dancing elves and all kinds of fun stuff. So they are both excellent parades. I will say that the Christmas one, I feel like it is significantly longer than the Halloween one, but they are both very fun. Now I will say for Christmas, a good thing to keep in mind is that if you are up on Main Street, they are actually going to make it snow for you. It is magical. So one of my favorite places to watch both of these parades is actually at the front of Main Street, right, not by the castle, like right when you walk in, back by Town Square and the train station, because for some reason it doesn't get as crowded up there. You can usually get there like 10 minutes before the show, like you have to fight through the crowd, but if you can get up there, you can usually find a really great spot. And especially for the Christmas one, they have the snow, and it's so much better. Now, one thing I do want to mention for the Halloween parade that is really cool is that you also get the Headless Horseman. So he comes out, I believe it's 10 minutes before the parade starts, and it's kind of eerie. Like, they play this really dramatic music and they dim all the lights, and then it's a person literally riding a horse and he has no head. Like, it is so cool. Be aware, for both of these parties, every single night they're gonna have two parades. They're gonna have an earlier parade and a later one, and I know that later one, I think it's normally around like 11 or 11:15. I know that's late, especially if you have kids, but be aware that if you can do the later parade, do it. There are so many less people and you will probably get a better view. The last thing I want to tell you guys about for these parties were the live performances. So there are plenty of smaller live performances going on at both of these parties, but then for Halloween on the castle main stage, they had the Hocus Pocus Villains Spelltacular, and I think this was my favorite thing about the Halloween parties. I am personally a big Hocus Pocus fan, so that definitely helps, but it is a really fun show where the Sanderson sisters come back from the dead for the night and they try to make a party potion using the help of Disney villains to create they're literally making a witch's brew. It's a great show. And then of course at the end, it ends with the song I Put a Spell on You, and it's like this big number with all the villains, and it's so cool. And they have this like spooky dance team that it's great. Again, if you can hit that last one, I know it's really late to watch a show at midnight, but if you can wait for that last show, I definitely recommend it. On the castle stage, the Christmas show is Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration, and it's a lot. I will tell you that I kind of don't know how I feel about it, which makes me think like maybe I don't like it, but it's hard because I love Christmas and there's a lot of great things going on in this show. Like, I would say the best thing going for the show is the amount of characters. So that's the good thing about it. It's just that the show is a little bit all over the place. Like, it's just not as cohesive as the Hocus Pocus one. So like the show, I'm not gonna like spoil it for you, but just so you're aware. So the show starts off with they don't know where Donald is. Daisy sings Text Me Merry Christmas, which it's really funny because there's this part where normally in the song it says like, and if you text me something naughty, well of course Disney doesn't want to put that in there to be offensive. So like Goofy says like, if you text me something silly, and it cracks me up. Like, it's so cheesy and I can't.
And if you text me something silly, I promise I won't tell.
It's cute. So she sings Text Me Merry Christmas, and then I know that the pals from Toy Story come out and do like a Christmas hoedown, but it's not like Buzz, it's just like Woody and Jesse and Bullseye, and they do a hoedown, and then the Three Caballeros come and they sing Feliz Navidad, and that's cool. And then the pals from like people from Fantasyland, which there are so many characters from Fantasyland, like it's like Pinocchio, Wendy and Peter and Snow White, and they come and they do like this bell song, and then at the end they sing a song from Muppets Christmas Carol, which I can't remember the name of it, and I love that song, but it's like not the Muppets singing it, and I don't know how I feel about it, but it's Christmassy, and again, there's a lot of characters in it, so if that seems like it's your vibe, again, go to this one. The last show is at 11:55. I think that is so random, but if you can go to that last show, I recommend it. This show gets so busy. I don't know if it's just because it's a Christmas show and people really like it. So that is everything that you guys can do at these parties, but I do want to include, in case you're wondering, well, I have small children. Like, do you think it's worth taking small children to these parties and spending this amount of money if we're not going to be able to stay late and stay for the full party? My family, we have done it with kiddos, and most of the time they left by 10 because kids just, you don't want them up to midnight if you can help it, especially like your little ones. Like 10 is already late enough. So I will say that again, if you are utilizing that party ticket going into the Magic Kingdom at 4, I still think it's worth the ticket, and there are special things to do just for kids. They have fun dance parties. There are definitely kids options, and again, what kid wouldn't love trick-or-treating around the Magic Kingdom? And then for Christmas, they have Club Tinsel, which is over in, Cosmic Rays. There we go, Cosmic Rays. And it had like the reindeer from the parade and polar bears and like a fun DJ. If you can't make it to those later show times, you can still make it work. They have a lot to do in the beginning of those parties. So it really is up to you. Do you think your kids would enjoy that? Would you enjoy that as a family? So it doesn't mean because you're not gonna stay all the way through, you're not getting value from it. But I did want to mention that in case you were really concerned, like, do I take my small children to this event? Well, I sincerely hope these tips were helpful to helping you guys decide which party is going to be right for you and your group, unless it made it worse because now you're like, Nicole, I just want to go to both parties now. What do I do? I totally understand. They are both a blast. But let me know in the comments, what are you thinking? Are you thinking Halloween or Christmas? Which one do you like more and why? Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments. If you guys want to learn how to enter my August giveaway, make sure you hit this video right over here and it'll give you all the information how to enter for a chance to win $100 worth of Disney merch. Thank you guys so much for watching, and always remember, own your magic. Bye!